Is life insurance worth it for you? Well, my name's Stephen Sinclair from Dundas Life Insurance, and today we're going to find out whether life insurance is actually worth it for you. Now, to start with, you can think of life insurance products kind of like tools in a tool belt. If you wanted to put a nail into a piece of wood, would you use a screwdriver to do it or a hammer? You're most likely going to use a hammer, but both are great tools when used properly. And that's like life insurance products. Now, we can separate life insurance products into term and permanent products. Term insurance is going to offer you a large amount of coverage for a very inexpensive rate compared to permanent, but the downside is it's going to cover you for a specified time period. Permanent insurance, on the other hand, will give you access to an investment portion of that policy, as well as cover you for your lifetime at typically a fixed rate, the downside being that it's more expensive. So let's take it decade by decade. In your 20s, when you're young, you're healthy, and life insurance is cheap. Now, the downside is that you typically don't have a lot to insure. You may not be married or have kids or even own a property. So you may be looking at possibly maybe permanent insurance on a 20 pay or 10 pay policy where you can pay it up within that 10 or 20 years, but have the coverage for your lifetime with the growth in that investment vehicle as well. Now, as you get into your 30s, maybe looking at getting married, having kids, maybe purchasing your first property. Now, this time in a person's life is typically the most expensive. So we may look at term insurance. Term insurance is going to get that large amount of coverage that we need to, say, cover that mortgage or cover that time when the kids are financially dependent on you, while keeping your costs low. Now, as you get into your 40s, the same still applies, but you might be thinking about retirement a bit more, and you may still be quite healthy. Now, instead of just life insurance, you may look at living benefits like critical illness to cover a severe illness and diagnosis. Or maybe you start to be self-employed and look at disability coverage in case you get injured or ill and you can't work and need a paycheck to come in. So the products start to change a bit as we get older. Now, as you get into your 50s and 60s, health is going to start changing, but you're also entering a time in your life where you may have a bit more money. Now, at this time, you may look at permanent products as a way to use for funeral and final expenses, or you may be purchasing another property and decide maybe term insurance is what's going to fit the bill at that time. So really, life insurance depends on your situation. Now, we've talked about the general public at this point, but as a business owner, you may also decide maybe you need some coverage for a valuable employee or even yourself as the owner and CEO. So really, life insurance can be seen as a tool to help you offset that risk in your life. Now, hopefully this answered a few of your questions. If you have any more questions, reach out to a Dundas Life advisor, and thanks for watching.